Good evening to all the members of Ritambhara. Today, I have come to read out from Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana. I will read out the English translation. Before I get into the reading, first of all, I will like to thank all the group members for this wonderful sharing and platform which has been enriching our knowledge during these pandemic times. I am very grateful to this group for giving this opportunity for learning and growing in our spiritual knowledge. What I have been listening to from all the discourses past few months, one thing that really struck me beautifully is that knowledge is a living form. It is not a material thing which is lifeless. A book is not a lifeless thing as I used to presume when I was a child, like something which is lifeless. No. Knowledge, it has a body, it has a soul. And it communicates with us. And when we are reading from the Shastras, the words of our Guru, the words of God, they are living form that enriches us. And as we are in times, we are born in Kali Yuga. So I find that there is so much of chaos around us. And the reason is very clear. There is desiccation in the society because of the spiritual dryness. And what can be more wonderful than getting into the depth of the spiritual knowledge, trying to extract something from the teachings of the great gurus. So I thank Ritambhara once again for this platform, for enabling, for making an effort towards this goal. So I will start straight away my sharing from Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana. I will read out the English translation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The glory of Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana. I will read out the Discourse-1 today. A dialogue between Narada and Bhakti. Bhakti in living form. This is the beauty of it. Like I can see that bhakti, which is devotion, which we think it is an abstract thing, it is depicted in a living form here. It is a female embodiment. We can see that it is a dialogue between Narada and Bhakti in the Shloka 1 that I am going to read out to you. We sing the glory of Sri Krishna, who is all truth, all consciousness, and all bliss, who is responsible for the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the universe, and who puts an end to the threefold agony that, having its origin in one's own body or mind, that inflicted by other creatures, and that having its source in natural calamities. Sloka 2. When Vedavyasa, who was born in an island, saw his son, Shuka, going away all alone with the intention of leading the life of a recluse, even though his son had not been invested with the sacred thread and accordingly had no occasion to perform an secular or religious duties, the sage felt very distressed at the very thought of separation from his son, and he cried out in despair, "Hello, my son!" At that time, it was the trees that responded on his behalf, filled as they were by his presence. I bow to that juvenile sage, Shuka, who, being one with the universal spirit, had access to the hearts of all created beings. So here we find that since Shuka, he had attained that state where he was in a state where he felt one with the universe. So from his behalf, the trees responded to his father. So this is the beauty of it. Let us go to the next shloka. Bowing to Suta of exalted wisdom, seated in Naimisharanya, Shaunaka, who was clever at enjoying the flavor of the nectar-like stories connected with the Lord, said, O Suta, possessing, as you do, the splendor of millions of suns, capable of completely dispelling the darkness of ignorance, kindly narrate to us the best part of the Lord's stories, which may prove as nectar to my ears. How does a great power of discernment, which is obtained through devotion, spiritual enlightenment, and dissipation, grow, and how are delusion and infatuation got rid of by the devotees of Lord Vishnu? In this terrible age of Kali, living beings have mostly acquired a diabolical nature. What is the royal road to their purification, assailed as they are by the fivefold afflictions in the form of nescience, egotism, likes, dislikes, and fear of death? Pray, point out to us now the means which may ever prove to be the best of all expedients, conducive to blessedness, the most purifying of all purifying agencies, and which may lead to the attainment of Sri Krishna. The Chintamani, that is a gem reputed to be capable of granting all one's desires, can prove worldly enjoyment and wish-yielding tree of the gods, the riches of heaven. A worthy perceptor, however, when pleased, is capable of granting the title to attain Vaikuntha, the realm of Vishnu, hard to win even for the yogis. So thus is the power of devotion. Even where yogis are unable or incapable to attain Vaikuntha, it is easier for a devotee to earn that place. So let us see in the next shloka. Suta replied, Shaunaka, surely there is love in your heart for the Lord, and therefore after due deliberation I shall disclose that which is essence of all established conclusions. Nay, I shall tell you that which is capable of dispelling the fear of transmigration, is prone to swell the tide of devotion and conducive to the gratification of Sri Krishna. Hear it attentively. The Holy Scripture, known by the name of Srimad Bhagavata, was expounded in the age of Kali by sage Shuka, with the object of completely destroying the fear of being caught in the jaws of the serpent of time. There is no means other than this conducive to the purification of the mind. One gets to hear Srimad Bhagavata when there is virtue earned in one's past lives. When the sage Shuka has taken his seat in the assembly of sages in order to give his exposition to the Holy Scripture to the royal sage Parikshit, the gods arrived there in a body actually holding a pitcher full of nectar. Bowing to Sri Shuka, the gods, who are all skilled in accomplishing their end, submitted. Accepting this nectar, vouchsafe to us in exchange the nectar of your discourse. When this barter is made, let the celestial beverage be quaffed by the king Parikshit, while we shall all drink deep of the nectar in the shape of Srimad Bhagavata. The beverage of gods and an exposition of this holy scripture bear no comparison with each other in the world any more than a piece of glass and a precious gem can be likened to each other. Thinking thus, Sri Shuka, to whom the knowledge of Brahma stood revealed, laughed away the gods on that occasion. So the tradition goes. Knowing them to be anything but devotees, he did not confer on them the nectar in the shape of an exposition of the holy scripture. The story of Srimad Bhagavata is a rarity even for the gods. In the former days, even Brahma, the creator, was astonished to witness Parikshit's emancipation that way, as a result of hearing an exposition of Srimad Bhagavata. In the Satyaloka, Brahma, the birthless god, set up a balance and weighed on it the various courses of spiritual discipline. And lo, all others proved small, while the one, Srimad Bhagavata, proved superior in the point of weight. All the hosts of seers experienced great wonder on that occasion. They came to regard the holy book of Srimad Bhagavata as an embodiment of the Lord himself in the Kali age and capable of conferring the reward of speedy access to Vaikuntha, that is the divine realm of Lord Vishnu, by merely being read or heard. And heard from beginning to end in a week's time, it definitely bestows emancipation. Formerly, it was made the subject of discourse to Narada by the kind-hearted sages Sanaka and others. Though the story of Srimad Bhagavata had already been heard by Narada, though his relationship with Brahma, the procedure of hearing it in a week's time was disclosed to him by the sons of Brahma. Sanaka said, "How did Narada, who is above all worldly controversies and does not remain fixed in one place, develop a taste for hearing the procedure of listening to the story of Srimad Bhagavata, and where did he meet them?" That is Sanaka and his three brothers. Where did Narada meet them? Suta resumed, "Here shall I narrate to you an episode connected with devotion, which was related to me in private by Sri Shuka himself, accounting me his devoted disciple. Once upon a time, it is said, 4 sinless sages arrived in Badarkashrama for the sake of satsanga. They came across Narada. The sons of Brahma said, 'O self-realized saint, you have pulled a long face. Why have you pulled a long face? How is it that you are afflicted with worry? Where are you proceeding to in haste, and where have you come from? You appear lost at this moment like a man whose wealth is gone. This is, however, not becoming of you. You have given up all attachments. Please point out the reason.' Narada submitted. 'Knowing the earth to be the best of all spheres, as a matter of fact, I came here and visited Pushkara and Prayaga, Kashi and Godavari, Haridwar, Kurukshetra, Srirangam and Setubandha, that is in Rameshwaram. Though wandering hither and thither in these and other places of pilgrimage, I found nowhere such a joy as would cause satisfaction to my mind. This earth stands assailed at present by the age of Kali, the helpmate of unrighteousness. There is no truthfulness, ascesis, purity of body and mind, and compassion, nor there is liberality to the poor. The people are wretched and engaged only in filling their bellies. They make false statements. They are indeed slow, extremely dull-witted, or poor luck afflicted. Those who pose as saints are constantly engaged in preaching false doctrines. Those who have renounced the world are rich in worldly possessions and have become family men. Women rule the house. Brothers of one's wife are the only counselors. Out of greed, People sell their daughters. There are quarrels between husbands and wives. Hermitages, places of pilgrimage, and rivers are controlled by foreigners, and temples here have been destroyed in large numbers by those wicked people. There is no yogi, nor one who has attained perfection, no enlightened soul, and no man performing righteous deeds. All spiritual discipline stands consumed by the wild fire of Kali Yuga. In this age of Kali, people take to selling food grains. Brahmanas sell the knowledge of Vedas, and women make their living by prostitution. Observing the evils of Kali Yuga as aforesaid, while touring round the earth, I at last reached the bank of Yamuna, the scene of the pastimes of Sri Krishna. There I saw a wonderful phenomenon. Pray, hear of it, O great sages. A young woman was found sitting there distressed at heart. 2 old men were lying unconscious by her side, breathing hard. The young woman was nursing them. She tried to bring them to consciousness, and at other times wept before them. She looked all around in search of the Lord, the protector of her body. She was being fanned and admonished by hundreds of women again and again. Seeing this from a distance, I, from my part, went near her out of curiosity. The girl rose to me and, agitated in mind, spoke the following words. "Hello, stay a while, O pious soul," the girl said, "and put an end to my worry too. Your sight is the best means of completely driving away the sins of the world. My grief will be assuaged to a great extent by your admonition. Then does your sight fall to one's lot when there is great luck?" Narada said, "Who are you? How are these 2 men related to you? Who are these lotus-eyed girls standing beside you? Point out in detail the cause of your misery, O worshipful lady." The girl replied, "I am known by the name Bhakti, that is devotion. These 2 are regarded as my sons. They are Jnana, spiritual enlightenment, and Vairagya, that is dispassion, by name, and have become worn out by the process of time. These girls, again, are the rivers Ganga and others gathered together in living forms for doing service to me. Yet happiness does not come to me, even though I am waited upon by celestial damsels. Now hear you my story with an attentive mind, O sage, rich in ascesis. My tale is a long one, too. Yet hear it and give me some solace. Such as I was born in the Dravida country and attained maturity in Karnataka. I was respected here and there in Maharashtra and attained a ripe age in Gujarat. Mutilated by heretics due to the arrival of the fearful age of Kali, and continuing in this state for a long time, I grew weak and developed sluggishness alongside my 2 sons. Reaching Vrindavan, however, I stand refreshed, as it were, and endowed with extreme comeliness. I have now become quite young again, acquiring a most lovable exterior. These 2 sons of mine, lying here, are, however, experiencing agony due to exhaustion. Leaving this place, I am proceeding to another place. My sons have attained old age. I am afflicted with this agony. Though their mother, why should I be young, and wherefore should my sons be old? Although we 3 live together, why stands this incongruity? The natural thing is that the mother should be old and the sons young. With a mind seized with wonder, I deplore myself. Kindly declare, O sage, what may be the cause of this, O repository of a yoga?" Narada replied, With the eye of intuition, I perceive in my mind all this misery of yours, as well as its cause. O sinless one, you should not give way to despondency. Sri Hari will bring you happiness. Having come to know the reality in a moment, Narada spoke as follows. He said, "Listen attentively, O young woman. The present is the terrible age of Kali. Righteous conduct, the path of yoga, that is union with God, and austerities have disappeared under its influence. Practicing roughery and evil deeds, people are turning out to be replicas of demon Agha, whose story appears in Srimad Bhagavata chapter 10. In this age of Kali, righteous men remain dejected, and the unrighteous feel overjoyed indeed. That clever man alone who maintains firmness in this age is learned and wise. Year after year, the earth is gradually becoming a burden for Lord Shesha, that is the serpent god. It is not worth looking at or touching even with one's feet. No sign of good luck is to be seen anywhere either. Nobody even perceives you with your sons at present. Neglected by men, blinded with love for pleasures, you stand enfeebled. Due to contact with Vrindavan, you have become young and fresh again. Deserving a praise, therefore, is Vrindavan, where bhakti dances with joy. These two sons of yours, however, are not able to shake off their old age due to lack of men having demand for them here. Their deep slumber here is believed to have been brought about by the partial gratification of their self through their contact with the Lord. Bhakti said, "How was the impious Kali actually given an abode here? And the age of Kali having set in, how did the valuable essence of all substances disappear? How is unrighteousness too tolerated by all gracious Sri Hari? Pray resolve this doubt of mine. I feel gratified by your words." Narada said, "Since I have been questioned by you, O young lady, listen with love. I shall tell you everything, O blessed one, and your faint-heartedness will disappear. From the very day Lord Krishna, the bestower of liberation, left this earth and ascended to his realm, the age of Kali, which bulks all spiritual endeavors, set in. Seen by the king Parikshit in the course of his conquest of the 4 quarters, the spirit of Kali age, in a living form, like a wretched, sought the king for protection. The king, who, like a black bee, took the essence of things, thought within himself, "He certainly does not deserve to be killed by me. For in the Kali age, one fully secures through the mere chanting of the names and glory of Sri Krishna the fruit which cannot be attained through ascesis, concentration of mind, or even through deep meditation. Therefore, perceiving the Kali age to be valuable in this one respect, though devoid of substance in other senses, Parikshit, the protege of Lord Vishnu, with a view to securing the happiness, blessedness of those born in Kali, allowed the spirit of it to stay." So in this sloka we come to know the reason why Kali was allowed to stay, why this age is there, because there is a scope for liberation through the path of bhakti, that is devotion. So it is clearly said here. We can see. I would like to read out the last sentence once more. Therefore, perceiving the Kali age to be valuable in this one aspect, though devoid of substance, Parikshit, the protege of Lord Vishnu, with a view to securing the happiness of those born in Kali, allowed the spirit of it to stay. Due to the practice of evil deeds, the substance has disappeared from everything in the present age, like the husk devoid of grain, all things on earth stand divested of their substance. Out of greed for food grains, the story of the Lord is repeated by the Brahmanas in every home and to all the sundry. Hence, the value of the story is gone. Even those perpetrating most cruel deeds of various kinds, and unbelieving man and savages have taken up their abode in the places of pilgrimage. Hence, the value of sacred places is gone. Even those whose mind is agitated with passion, anger, excessive greed, and thirst for pleasure have taken to an ascetic life. Hence, the value of asceticism is gone. Due to want of control over the mind, greed and hypocrisy, and due to people embracing heretic doctrines and abstaining from the study of sacred books, the fruit of dhyana yoga, the practice of meditation, has also disappeared. The learned panditas, for their part, indulge in sexual commerce with their wives like buffaloes. They are expert in procreating children and are not at all clever in achieving liberation. Devotion to Lord Vishnu, following the traditions of a particular sect, is nowhere to be seen. In this way, the substance of things have disappeared everywhere. Such, however, is the spirit of the times. As a matter of fact, who is to be blamed for it? That is why the lotus-eyed Lord Vishnu tolerates all this, though abiding close to us in our very heart. Suta went on, struck with great wonder to hear this admonition of Narada. Bhakti spoke the following words once more. Listen to them, O Shaunika. Bhakti said, "You are indeed blessed, O celestial sage. You have come here through my good luck. The sight of pious souls is the best means of accomplishing everything in this world. I bow to you, son of Brahma, the recipient of all blessings, treasuring whose single teaching Prahara, son of Kayadhu, was able in this world to conquer Maya, and by whose grace the celebrated prince Dhruva attained an everlasting abode." Thus ends the first discourse entitled The Meeting of Bhakti with Narada, forming part of the glory of Srimad Bhagavata in the Uttarakhanda of the glorious Padma Purana. Okay, so here I end my sharing for tonight. I will continue my reading with the Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana, and the second discourse I'll be reading out tomorrow, and as far as it is possible, I will continue with it, and I will, of course, since I have started, I will end with it, and I think I will benefit from it as much as you too. And thank you once again, Ritambara, for this opportunity to read out our texts, to read out our Shastras, to know and learn and grow together. So, wish all of you a very happy new year from my side. A new year is going to start, and with the blessings of Lord Vishnu, I think we will enrich our knowledge and reach the goal of our life. Thank you very much.